Mayor Eric Adams in trouble again. Lawsuit. Manhattan Supreme Court. So, lady says, he touched his private parts in front of me. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Eric Adams has so many more problems. There is a lawsuit that is going against him, and basically, the lady is saying he's a pervert. Okay. So, just so we could be clear, besides this lawsuit that's being filed against him by Lorna Beach Mathura, I'm not sure how to say that. Beach Mathura, I guess, she's married. Besides this lawsuit, as we also heard from the bishop over there, the bling bishop over there is an FBI investigation allegedly going into or having something to do with the mayor. And we know what leads credence to this, because one of the mayor's aides' home was actually raided by the FBI because they had they say, yo, look, we have an order over here. We could come into your residences and we can look for evidences of crimes over here. Here goes the subpoenas. So, just so we could be clear, this is not the only situation that Eric Adams finds himself in that involves the court. So, what Lorna Beach Mathura, I'm so sorry for mispronouncing her name, is basically saying is that there was this times and everything's because her and the individual involved, Eric Adams, both worked in law enforcement. And so she was looking for a little bit of assistance in getting a promotion, because at the time, Eric Adams, a high-ranking member of the Guardians Association, that's a fraternal organization that advocates for the black members of law enforcement, he had a lot of power. And thus, because he had so much power, she believed that by coming to him and asking him for a little bit of help, she can get a promotion. So what he did was, he said, yo, look, man, you need a ride home? She was like, sure. This will give her time, I would guess, in order to, network with him, tell him about all of the things that would make her suitable for this promotion that she was obviously advocating for. So he would now advocate for her for this promotion, because this is partly of what his job is, right? So on the ride home, what Eric Adams allegedly decides to do, might I add, is pull into a vacant lot where he said, your looks over here, you needs my helps, right? Well, I also needs a little helps too. Now, I have no idea if he pointed at his crotch at this moment, but I would assume, I'm so sorry. This is not funny, but this is funny. I assume at this point, he made motions to his crotch region because she says he then just blatantly demanded oral satisfaction, and then he exposed himself and began to manually drive the shaft. So just so we could be clear, this happened in 1993. They were both working in the police department at that time. That's when he had offered the help, and then he made these alleged sexual advances at her because she had wanted to have some help. She at that point was working actually as transit police. She was in the transit police department. So as you can see, he had a lot of reach over a lot of things going on in the police department. As we all know, because now he's the mayor. So all of the things. She says, just so we could be clear, Eric Adams is saying that it didn't happen. He's denying all of these accusations vehemently. He's like yelling, and he got like one foot up on the chair, and he's like leaning over on the knee with his hat on backwards. He's like, look, kids, none of these things happened. So apparently he's vehemently yelling at the top of his lungs. He's saying none of these things happened. He fully denies any of these accusations that's being made against him. I wonder, just so we can be clear, if this is some of the stuff that the bling Bishop Lamar Whitehead was basically saying the feds wanted him in on. Yo, how did he throw dude under the bus like that, though? Y'all make friends with the weirdest dudes, man. Y'all make friends with people who are envious. And so when they get busted, they mad you not busted right along with them. So then they just start saying things. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that, especially if these accusations are true, I'm definitely not saying that our current mayor shouldn't be held responsible. Let's just be clear. And I'm also not saying that if the federal investigation that is now being done into him has anything that comes out of it that has any type that resonates with any of these claims that they're making against him. I'm also not saying that he shouldn't be held accountable for that. Let's just be clear. But I'm just saying, we don't know if these particular accusations are true. And also, for your homie to say, they was asking for me to snitch on you, but I told them I'm solid. That isn't necessarily the best way to say that your friend is innocent of the claims made against them. That kind of condemns them. And then when people come out making these accusations, that I'm going to assume these are the accusations that we had first heard around the time that, remember when Eric Adams was like, yo, look, I got to leave y'all for a little while and I need to go down to Washington, D.C. And he needed to go speak to the president. Remember? Because he was like, these migrants, we can't pay for them. We need more money. Y'all stop giving us money. This ain't working. That's when we first heard about all of this. Like that very day is when the press piece dropped speaking on this particular matter, just so we could be clear. So I also was looking at some other information that was out recently about Eric Adams, and also I was an article out speaking about how Eric Adams is trying to skirt the blame for our current fiscal situation, economic situation during this fiscal year, regarding the monies that were being spent and couldn't be used for the purposes that generally they would be used for. So it's looking bad for him. He was trying to skirt the blame, and they were basically an article that was written speaking on this. So as it's coming out that Eric Adams is at least privately speaking about how the issues that we currently have in New York City, where our budget is, not manageable because we can't spend the money in the places that it needs to go, because money needs to be spent to house migrants. And just so we can be clear, it's not just money being spent to house migrants, it's also resources that are being removed from certain demographics and from certain individuals. Like schools are literally being pulled out from our children in order to house migrants, which I don't get this, but whatever. So if they're ready to go and use schools, which the kids are the future, if they're ready to take resources away from the future, there is very little that they will probably try to take resources away from and then give these resources to the migrants. Now, with all of that being said, those resources that now people are complaining to have a lack of is what the mayor is getting all of this bad press for, which he deserves, because he wanted to make this a sanctuary city, which also means that we can't even arrest the migrants. You want to know what happened in Texas? I'm just going to throw this out there. So the Congress has said, Supreme Court, has said that the Texas government, the local government of Texas, the municipalities of Texas, can actually arrest anyone coming over the border illegally. So while we have these governors and senators that y'all guys are always saying, let's get them out of here, that's making the decision to keep the resources that are acquired from the taxes that are being generated and coming from the public, our government in New York City has decided to take the monies from the taxes that is being generated from the people that live in the great state of New York and give those resources to people who aren't even paying into the taxes that are being used. This is to fund them. So just so we can be clear, this is what the mayor is getting dragged over also. And every time he tries to say, it's not my fault, this particular situation pops up with this young lady when he did this thing allegedly that he definitely should not have been doing. With that being said, let me know what y'all guys think. Put it down in the comment section. Sheesh, Mayor Adams. Days is coming for yous. Days is coming for yous. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bowmans. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.